Oh my God, yeah. With all the songs that I put in, that's like it's not soundtrack. Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Good to see you. Good to be you. Good to be here with you. Don't ask me what I just said because I don't even know. Anyway, it is Friday, y'all, and it is the end of the week. Thank God. April 14th, 2023. This month is moving along pretty quick. We are in the middle, actually. We're almost to the end. So today, guys, we were talking about Miss SKYLAR NEESE. What is going on over there? I don't know, but we're going to find out. And of course, I'm so lucky. The lovely Mama Bear is joining me today as my co-host. As always, I'm so happy for that. And you will be too. So what do you say we get to doing it, guys? I think it's a good idea. Here we go.
Hi.
Hello, how are you today?
I'm good. It's Friday.
It is Friday, free day, fun day. It's over day. The week is over. So, it's beautiful out today. It's like 85 degrees already and sunny.
Yeah.
And you're probably going to hear lawnmowers and weed eaters in my background because that's what's going on around here, too.
Yeah. I put that in the chat. I was like,
Right,
sorry.
right. It's that time.
Yeah. Because I started to open the window and I was like, that's just going to make it even louder. So, no.
Right. Well, that's why my door's kind of cut behind me. I can't shut everything down because it's hot in here already, and I'm not turning on the air. So, it is what it is. Yeah. So I'm sorry I'm running a little late, folks. I had a bit of a problem this morning. So we all know that I have two kitties, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oliver and Olivia. Oliver's 12 years old. Olivia is probably about 8 to 9 months old now, I think. Well, so I went outside. I was smoking a cigarette, and on my back deck, I have like a fire table. It's like propane run. It's got the rocks in it and all that. And that sits there. And then we have like a wicker furniture set. There's a chair on each side. And then our TV up in the corner on the deck is over here. And it's a whole area to sit. When you have a little cat bed, because when the cats are out there, I just wanted to make them comfortable. So it sits between the chair and the fire table. And she goes back and forth. He goes back and forth. Sometimes they lay in it together. It's whatever. So I'm sitting there smoking a cigarette. And I wasn't paying attention. I was wondering, like, they kept going back and forth. And Oliver, he kept going over there. And he'd come back and he kept looking up at me like, what's going on, Dad? This and that, everything else. And I don't know, going back and forth. She's going back and forth from the food to that thing. Again, we're not paying attention. Brady's off today, and she's talking on her phone, not paying attention. And I happened to glance over, and then I look back. There's two baby kittens in the cat bed. They're this big, babies,
So
just fresh,
which
brand new
one's the
babies.
female?
Huh?
Which one's the female?
The young one. Oliver doesn't have no kitty balls. They're all gone. Okay. He's a male, by the way. So she was pregnant, folks. Nobody knew this. She didn't look pregnant. There were three in there. One of them didn't make it. Its neck was upside down like this, sadly. So she automatically took. We bagged that one and we went and buried him or her. Um, and there's two little ones, and one of them looks like Oliver, but Oliver can't do it. So, but her and Oliver are kind of the same thing. They got some of the same coloring, and then the other one looks like Garfield, bright orange. They're literally this big, you guys. So I'm thinking there's an orange tabby around here that gave my gave my Olivia the kitty D, as we call it. Mm-hmm. Brady says you have to stop saying that. It's ridiculous, but I mean it is what it is. And she's like, it's weird because I don't know if they're going to make it either, guys, because she doesn't seem to be doing what she's supposed to be doing. So I may be dealing with that too. But either way, she's way too young, I think, first of all, to have a litter.
I don't think there's an age once they're.
Well, I mean, it's basically like a teenage pregnancy thing, you know, which is probably why she doesn't know what she's doing. She keeps leaving them there. They were cold. So Brandy went and got a blanket and did this. We're trying to figure out a way to do this. We've never done this before. Our cats, she showed up, like I told you guys, and Oliver, we went and bought him years ago and raised him from like 8 weeks on. But they look like gerbils. They're tiny little things. And the one's it's loud. It's mew and mew and mew mew, and it's gonna break her heart if they don't make it. She's gonna flip out. I promise you. You guys will hear about it.
Do you have any syringes around?
We do. I know. We're gonna end up doing that probably. I mean, they were feeding on her this morning. She did the whole thing and let them do it, but then she just walks off and doesn't pay attention. And like I said, they were kind of cold. So I don't know. I mean, honestly, I don't want two other cats running around either. That's the thing. Right. I'm not saying I want them to. I'm not saying I want them to die.
Right.
It just was something I wasn't expecting. When we first got her, when she showed up here, you know, we were like, okay, are we going to keep her? We're not going to keep her. Well, we ended up keeping her. So I'm like, well, then we need to do something and get her shots and all that stuff that we did for Oliver, you know, and all the vet stuff. Well, we haven't done it yet, obviously, because she's had babies. So I told Brandon, I said, if we're going to do this and keep her like we're keeping her, then she needs to go be done like ASAP, because now I don't know if it's hormone issues or what, but she's been loving on Oliver and rubbing on him, and he's smacking her and growling at her like, I ain't into that. Being a little hussy, you know. So I told Bram, like, she's trying to get some more kitty D. Look at that. He's a little
I was afraid you were going to say that you had a fire out there or something, and the cats knocked the bed off into the fire. And
oh God, no! Please don't say that. It's definitely not. No, it's just I was not expecting. Nobody knew she was pregnant, but Easter.
Probably not 3.
I mean, yeah, my other twin picked her up because he loves her. He named her when she came around. And he was trying to pet her and this and that, and he was touching her belly and petting her, and she's like growling at him and smacking at him and like clawing, and like finally jumped down. He's like, why are you being such a bitch? What's your problem? And this and that. Well, there you go. So I don't know. Whatever. Only in my life. You guys know how my life is. So So who do we have here with us today? Looks like Miss Heather's here. Always happy to have you here. Derek, welcome back, brother. Good to have you. Love kittens, however, as cute and cuddly, they are also sneaky, and the way they crawl and look at they're yes, cats are definitely sneaky. Welcome. PPR, Mr. Dustin, what is up? Good to see you, brother. Thanks for joining us. I'm a little late. I traded meatballs for beef and cheddar from Arby's. So be it. No worries. Never have to ever worry about being late. You love the freaking soundtrack. I do too. Drifter, what's up, brother? Good to have you here. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Kim, I'm sorry to hear about your puppy.
There's that True Crime Cafe Dago guy again. And of course, the lovely Mama Bear. Crime Time with Mama Bear's with us today. Again, thank you guys so very much for being here, Mama Bear. We appreciate you so much. And that seems to be it for right now. What's going on with Kim?
She had a bad morning. Her dog, SYLAR, she had to take him to the ER vet. He couldn't stand. His eyes were freaking out. He has vestibular syndrome, which is curable. So she just needs prayers. But he's much better now.
Absolutely. You know we'll do that for you, Miss Kim. We love you, and we love your puppy, too. No worries. You're in all of our prayers and thoughts, as always. But I'm glad to see you here either way, and I hope everything gets better. I know, Pookie. We were just looking for a heating pad. She's got a blanket around them now. It's warm here, so luckily it's not freezing, but it's still not warm enough for them, I don't think. Get it really warm, turn it on low. Mama Bear is right. You may have to feed. They sell kitty. Yeah, I know. I am not prepared for this stuff. You guys know that. It is what it is. We'll figure something out. We always do. I got other things I got to worry about right now too. Let's cross our fingers we make it through this, guys.
Does Little Bit know about the babies? Juniper?
Yeah, she does.
Oh. She does not handle them?
Oh, yeah. She won't touch them. Her mother had some before and knew, like, you don't do that. Yeah, Caden he would do very well with it, actually. Stop having kids. I know, really, Kim? I mean, they're just popping out all over the place.
Seriously.
Well, if my cat wasn't a little hussy.
Hey, Molly.
Stop running away and doing her thing. What's up? Good golly, Miss Molly's in the house. Good to see you, dear. Son of a motherless goat. Are you kidding me? What did I do to people? What did I do that I get the worst luck ever? I just spilled my drink all over my desk. And my notes. Oh, that's cute. That's all ruined now.
Oh, lovely. Good job.
Yep. Captain Dunderhead strikes again. Derp. A motherless goat. Don't ask me where that came from, Kim. I don't know. I say some weird shit. You guys know that already. And again today, guys, yes, we are talking about Miss SKYLAR NEESE and seeing what is going on with that situation. Welcome, Nikki. Good to have you there. Thanks for joining us. And guys, thanks again for joining us last night for the Ramirez story. I think it went well. For those of you that don't know and want to be involved, Monday night, your homework is to check out the Wonderland murders, folks. There's a movie out called Wonderland, starring Val Kilmer and a few other peeps. Check it out. That's the story that we're talking about Monday night. So there you go. Yes, Miss Nikki called in last night. Derek called in, and I appreciate you guys for doing that. Seriously, I love hearing your guys' opinions and voices. I know, Nikki. I'll figure it out, Molly. I have to let it dry so I can read what the hell I wrote. Come on in, guys. Get comfortable. Grab your coffee, tea, whatever it may be. Come on and sit down and have a conversation with Mama and me.
Well, Pookie, then you wouldn't have to mow the yard.
You weren't
Maybe you don't have to mow the yard anyway.
Cool. That is solid obsidian.
Wow.
The thing weighs like 20 pounds, I swear. My daughter gave it to me for my birthday a couple years ago because I collect skulls. I love skulls.
I do too.
And it's solid too, all the way through. I love this thing. And then I think Morty was in here and we were talking about different, like, she's Native American, like whole 100% Native American.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about different stones and stuff, and we collect them. My daughter sells them online, actually, and I was showing them that and this thing here.
Oh, cool.
I didn't know if I showed these to you. I don't think you were here, but yeah,
That's really cool.
thing's pretty wicked too.
Mm-hmm. Pretty.
Sounded good last night on your channel.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, you were fine, Derek. Absolutely. What is this? Moon dust, it's called. These are other little stones that we have too. We collect a bunch of them. So, anyway.
Go downstairs later and get my paper skull I made. Show it to you.
Your what?
My paper skull.
Didn't you put one together live one day? It was like a plastic one or something.
Yeah, that was a 3D puzzle.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, I have a bunch of different ones. I have them all over my body, as you can see too. I don't know why. I've always liked skulls.
I have too. My thing's been like skulls and hearts and together, like, and roses and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah. I love skulls and roses together. I think that's really cool. I love sugar skulls. I really like those.
Yeah.
I went through a phase about 3 years ago where I did adult coloring books. You seen those?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
With markers and pencils and stuff. I'm very artistically interested in things, and I have probably 16 coloring books full that I did of like skulls and crystal skulls and this and that and everything else. Cool. And then I got over that when I started doing this. So gotta do something to keep me busy. Thank you, Heather. Appreciate that. Anybody that would be feeling generous today enough to want to help out and consider supporting the channel, anything is appreciated, folks. Again, guys, the bills are due. The internet's due. StreamYards is coming up pretty soon here. I gotta pay them so I can stay with you guys. So anybody that would be willing and interested in helping out, there are the links for Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal. It is so very much appreciated, guys.
Owls,
frogs, rocks, sticks, feathers, dolls is what I... Okay. You just put it all together, Molly, and what do? Play like Barbies or something with them? Dressed up frogs and throw rocks at them and stick feathers in their butts? I'm just kidding.
Just here out there in the mud puddle, just sitting in the mud puddle with the frog, a rock, and some sticks and feathers and the doll, and just
absolutely
having a good old time out there in the mud.
Amen, Kim. They are. They're just like our family. I agree with you on that one. They are our children. Pygmy goats that make soap and feta cheese, but you... What the hell? What? Kim, you could get pygmy goats and make soap and feta cheese, but you have to keep the males away except when you need some fertilizer. Otherwise, it's an odor. Okay. All right there, Miss Random. Pygmy goat.
Maybe that should be her new nickname, Random.
Yeah, it's Random. Pookie Random. We love you, Pookie, so very much. I love all you guys so very much. Appreciate you guys more than I can ever explain to you guys, by the way, just so you know.
Yes, when I was a kid, LOL, minus the doll. I hated dolls when I was a kid.
You play with dolls now? It's okay. I play with, well, I guess they're considered dolls because they're action figures. They do. I'm a big kid. And don't forget Stretch. We love Stretch. I love this thing. Actually, this is more like, you know how they got those stress balls? And stuff like that. I play with this a lot when I'm sitting here. And I'm always stressed. You know that. And I'm pulling and squeezing and pushing. So I think this is good for that, to be honest with you.
Probably.
Now we got 14 peeps. Where's everybody at? Come on in, y'all. Please get comfy. Him and I were discussing goats, I'll have you know. I gathered that, Pookie. I got you. It's okay. No worries. You can have your goat talk anytime you want to. I'm not going to ever jump in. I love watching baby goats. The way they run around and they jump up on things and bounce around things and jump over people. or over other goats. I love it. Oh boy, Derek, you could come here. Lots of Southern good old boy cover ups. Yep, these are facts. Yes, Joe. They're cute. They are. The little ones are cute. Don't get me wrong. We take Junie usually once a year to see. There's a little around Halloween time. There's a petting zoo at the one place we go to, and they have baby goats all the time. And she does the whole like, oh my god, they're so stinking cute thing, you know.
I can see that.
Yeah, so she does it, and we do it too because they are guys. I mean, the little baby ones, because they make all their little noises and they hop around, and then they'll jump over the other goats and then jump up on things and they make their little noise and all that. I mean, it's a thing, you know.
Yep.
No one likes to be around where you are at. One likes to be held. The others don't like to be messed with at all. What you talking about, Mal? No, they don't like to be played with. Back up again. Whenever. Okay. I'm not sure, but it's okay. You know what else are cute? Baby deer, baby bear, baby bear, baby fox. Well, all baby things are cute, of course, till they get bigger and they eat you. Your dolls, they have. Wait, they like.
I was talking about.
Your dolls like things, Molly. Molly, do your dolls talk to you, Molly?
Haven't you seen her videos?
Yes, I have. I love you so much, Molly. David James, what's up, brother? My brother from down under.
Hey, David. Hey, Brandy.
Miss Brandy, dear, good to see you. How are you, David?
I'll be right back.
Yes, ma'am. Take your time. So good to see you guys. Thanks for joining us all. Hope you're all having a great day. They are haunted dolls. That's even cooler, Molly. Very cool. Very, very cool. If you would come up here and do things on panel with me, Molly, we could have a whole thing about that, but you won't do it. So whatever. Good to see you, David. Well, let's see. You must be on either off today or on vacation, bro. Which one is it? People have taken photos locally of mountain lions coming down off the mountain into town, probably stalking toy dogs or any. Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. They do it around here too. They show enough do. Great to have you all here today. Also, I am working on a book about the end of the world with me as the central character, as me walking down the lonely road with my two katana swords crisscrossed on my back and my knife. Hey, that's pretty cool, bro. Good for you. Good for you. Don't give up on it. That sounds pretty interesting. When you're done with it, put it out there. We'll help you put it out. Let everybody know about it. For sure. I support anybody that tries to do the things that they love like that, you know? Good for you. Anybody that has any kind of artistic abilities and they want to do stuff like that, amen. Go for it. $16. Come on, everybody. Come on in here. We're getting there. Let's get there so we can go there and do our thing. That's weird. Is your shirt burgundy? I thought so. I collect toys. We all know that. A G.I. Joe Cobra shirt that same color. I grabbed it and almost put it on, but I didn't. Telling you.
2 days in a row, we've almost same color.
We have a mental link somewhere that we had to please. Don't do this to me today. Stick with us. Just a heads up, guys. It's due, as I told you guys. That's why I'm posting the links here. If it goes out, that's why. So I have no shame. Just if I disappear, that'll be the answer. And I'm sorry ahead of time if it happens. It's due again, and I gotta pay it. So again, if anybody can consider donating to contribute, it is very much appreciated. It right now. We had Easter and rent. Well, rent, house payment, whatever you want to call it, at the same time. So that's why it's at that point now. Yeah, I know, Pookie. Yeah, they circle out on my property all the time. My kid, I think they're watching my cats. I hope to God, thank God that the babies are kind of hidden right now. Thank you, Heather, so very much. There's the links, guys. I love any book or movie that has to do with the end of the world or a zombie apocalypse. I got you. I like that kind of stuff. I'm kind of burnt out on zombies. They've done so much with zombies and zombie movies and this and that. I'm burnt out on it. Um, I love horror. We know that. I'm more of a, at this point, more of like a paranormal, like ghost or entity types than it's real life type things. More my thing. She's getting close to the camera, folks. You see it?
I'm trying to.
Like that. I can't either. What'd you say?
Is it not that close?
I can't either, Pookie. I went looking for it after you had said that last night, and I can't find that there was any kind of a cause of death given yet. I mean, Pamela lives over there, therefore she gets like firsthand information, and she has her connections with the police department as well. So that's why I'm guessing she probably knows, but I can't find anything about it anywhere, which we all know that getting any info from the UK is a joke anyway. So 17 people now. The Walking Dead. I could never get into that one, Kim. I tried. I watched 3 seasons of it, and I was done with it. So, you guys got to check it out if you haven't. Season 2 of Yellow Jackets is out now. It's pretty good. Have you been watching it?
It's good. Yeah, I hate waiting every week
I
to
do
watch
too.
another. I'm like, come on.
I would rather sit down and binge the whole. That's what I did with the first season because I was behind. I never saw it before, so we were like, "Yay, this is great!" We watched it, and then it was done. And now it's like, okay, we gotta wait till Sunday for it to load again so we can go back and watch the next episode. It's getting irritating.
Yep.
Check it out, guys. It's called Yellow Jackets. I think it's a Hulu show. I pull it up on my Fire Stick on any one of my apps, but it's great. It is great. No spoilers, no. The UK is too busy talking about Dumbo ears and horse face getting crowned. Yeah, I know. That was good, Brandy. That was good. Yeah, they were showing. I watched a video on those two this morning, showing that they had. Now this is probably speculative theory, which everything is at this point. They were talking about Emma and Paul having, I guess you could call them like scars and wounds that were healing in the very beginning of the investigation. Now, we all saw that Paul had what we thought was a black eye. Supposedly, Emma had something she was covering up too, and I didn't see it. I was watching the video this morning, and I still don't see it, but...
Is that the same one I sent you?
I think so, yeah.
She has a chipped tooth.
Yeah, she did have a chipped tooth. I knew that. And kind of makes you wonder a little. Was there a... Was January 10th part of that scenario that was finished off, maybe?
Right.
We don't know, everybody. We will find out, hopefully. 16 people now. Come on, guys. Where are ya? Bronx.
I have not yet. I thought it would be on Hulu, and it's not, so I got to figure out where it's at.
Bronxy, my dear, what is up? How are you? Good to see you. And thank you so much for joining us today, my dear. 13 people now. What the hell's going on? How are you, my dear? It's great to see you. Great to have you here. Hope you're doing so well. I hope you had a wonderful Easter, my dear, and it's great to have you here. It's been a while. For those of you guys that are not familiar, Bronx Born is one of our sisters. She has been with me from the beginning. She's been missing out for a while, living her life, working, doing all the good things you got to do to survive. But she's here right now, and we missed you, my dear, so very much. It's great to see you. So great to see you. David's in here too. David, if you didn't see her, Miss Bronx is here. Say hello. I'm on my lunch break. Well, thank you for taking your lunch break to join us, darling. I appreciate that. I hope you're doing great, hon. Yeah, we got quite a few new people in here, Bronxy. But they're all just like everybody that comes into this community, so you'll love them all. It's great to have you here, though, and it really is. Guys, again, do me a favor. On your way in the door, please leave a little DNA on the like button. Share this out. Please share this out if you would. And at the end of the show, please leave me a comment in the comment section. I appreciate that so very much. That's great to know, Bronx. I am so happy to hear that. I was worried about you for a while, my dear. I think I had faith. You're a strong woman, and I knew you'd be good. I just worried because of where you're at. It's dangerous in those areas, and I was always worried about you, but I'm glad to see you're doing good. But we all missed you too, hon. No. Okay, well, let me pull this up at least and get this right. I'm hoping to God we have enough people. I want to get this one to you guys, and Mama Bear's going to have to leave at some point, and tis what it is. Come on, stop that. Why does this do this to me all the time? Where's my mail? Where's my mail? All right, we're doing SKYLAR NEESE today, everybody. If I could spell it right.
On Hulu every Friday. All right, Randy, I'll check again.
What is it called?
Fire Country.
I never heard of that one.
Like
I've had people.
911 and 911.
Oh, okay.
But it's a newer.
I gotcha. Is that what you guys were talking about the other day? You were asking somebody about that. I think you were asking her what it was called.
Yeah.
Well, I got some new info on the Madeline and Kingsbury case. I'm going to have to go through that and sort through some of that. Mama, do you remember when you sent me the email for SKYLAR? How long ago that was?
At least a couple weeks.
Yeah, I knew it's been a minute. Let me try this and see if I can pull it up that way. Was it labeled with her name on it, or did it have something else in it? Some of these are stuck together.
I think it just had her name in the title, probably in caps again.
Ah, I found it. April 4th. Yeah, my email has a new thing to it, and it's set up differently. It's so much easier now that I can type in like the name of what the email was about, and it'll pull it right up for me. So very nice. Very, very nice. And there it is. Just came out of the bushes. I thought that since it's Friday, you'd be twerking with Bella Meatballs. Well, it's not. We're not going to be able to do that every Friday or every week, Pink. I'm going to do that once a month. And I said it's coming. If I do it, I'll do it tonight. Okay? I want to do the next one that I do at nighttime and see how that one goes. That way people that are working during the day can actually join us at night. And if you guys want to kick back with a couple drinks and do it, you'll be able to do that too. Some of you guys are watching from work. And you can't really have fun while you're working. You know what I'm saying? That way. So, but that's when my next one's going to happen. Is I might do it tonight, but I don't know. We'll see. But it's going to be once a month typically that I do it, only because I can't monetize it, and I usually will get warned by YouTube for doing it, which I don't care, but I want to give that to you guys. That's me personally. I don't care what they think. But if I do it too often, then they'll get mad at me. So, and then they try to punish me. But thank you for joining me, Pink. I appreciate it. Regardless. Okay, I'm back. Grandpa, feet on the rug. Oh, your dog.
I know. I had to think about that for a second.
Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute. Okay. Is it time for the diapers or what? No worries, Nikki. No worries. All right, 16 people still. Where is everybody? You guys got to go get some people and bring them back and make them hang out with us.
Where is Pookie?
She's in here. She was in here.
Pookie, go get some people.
Yeah. Tell Willow to come on in here and go get Sammy. I was mad at Sammy.
Meatball twerkathon.
Not really mad at her, but disappointed because I did the show last night, and then when I was done, I jumped over to see what was going on at Publicly Buzzed because they were live, and she was over there. So whatever. I'm not important, I guess. That's okay. Boo hoo hoo. Dago, boo hoo. Kinda, Derek. I agree. It does have a little bit of the JonBenet kick to it, a little bit. Willow's at a casino. Well, good for her. Tell her to bring me something home. That'll pay the internet bill. No worries there. Maybe I can order a pizza at the same time. I've got you up on the Xbox and my phone. Want me to log into it? No, hon, don't worry. I just wanted all the other peeps that are usually in here. You're fine with who you are. You don't need to do that. I already invited Sammy. All right, Pookie, no problem, hon. I don't like seeing just 16 people in here. It's kind of disheartening. I guess I'll get started here in a minute, though, because we've been hanging on too long. There, David saw her now. Hold on, folks. Do you have a good connection with me, Bear?
Yeah, seems to be.
Okay. Just making sure because it started to do the thing. Meatball twerkathon. Twerkathon. Thon. Jesus, I can't talk.
You all can. I'm not twerking nothing because I'll tweak something and then it'll be bad.
Yeah, right. I was twerking and I tweaked it. Yeah. Yes. If you guys want to join our movie nights on Discord, please, if you haven't already, become a member for only $2.99 because it is members only for the movie night. There's the link for it right there. If you guys have not become a member, try if you can. Mikey.
Hi, Mike.
Okay, that's 5 people. I don't know. I share this out through Twitter, but I guess not everybody's on Twitter either, so. Well, I guess I'll just have to do it with this and hope that some more peeps show up. I need to get a chat stream where I have 200 people in here. That would be absolutely amazing. Good day, my brother Mikey. No one wants to see me twerk. The women might get talking about. There you go, Derek. There you go. There you go, brother. All right, folks. Let's get this thing on the road, I guess, like I said. You're a trip, Derek.
For the meatballs means there's a lot of
people would. I knew Dustin was going to say something. I knew he would. I knew it. My ear was tingling. All right, guys. Again, this is in regards to SKYLAR NEESE. This is another. Actually, you know what, Pink? I have this green screen, and there it goes. It's going in and out. Sorry, I have my green. I have my green screen that I can put up behind me, and I can throw backgrounds in. So when I do the DJ thing, we can have a little bit of background going on too. So we'll see. And I, of course, I got my lighting and all that other crap. So, all
I
right.
could probably make a generic one. It wouldn't
With
be
the
hard
what?
to make one.
It's actually, yeah, you can do it with a white sheet too, and it'll give you the same effect, or a black sheet, or a blue
Mm-hmm.
one. Um, I think Lisa did that. Australia Lisa, she did that, and she just used a white sheet and then had a background, and it worked fine. But one of my kids got this for me, this flip out green screen thing. It's not very expensive. I think he said it was like $20. So,
Oh,
uh,
cool.
and it just latches onto the back of my chair, and I got this big peacock looking thing behind me, and then you throw up the thing, and you can do whatever backgrounds you want. So I need to take some time to rework my details for my channel per se, so I can do things like that. And eventually, I know what Heather's going to say here in a minute. Eventually, I plan on moving to the den and setting up an office. And just give it a minute; she'll say something. Watch. Um, I have so much stuff back there that I have to move around, and then the kids have some of their toys on the other side of there, and I have to set everything up before I can do it. And then I got to move my internet line because I am hard plugged right now
Mm-hmm.
and set it up that way. So that's why it hasn't happened yet. Disco ball. I can actually set up a disco ball, I think. I'll make it worthwhile, guys. Don't worry. Like I said, I might do it tonight. It depends on what we have going on here. If not, it will be coming soon, I promise. It may be a Saturday night, if not Saturday night dance party. And if not this week, then maybe next week. But it's going to be a once a month thing. I just have to base it on what the boss has in store for me, and that's Mrs. Dago. So probably illegal in your car. You know, you know. That's funny. You said that, Molly. Or Pink. I mean, or no, who said that? It moved too fast. Pookie said that. Sorry. Yeah, right, David. Around here, um, some of the younger kids about 10 years ago would like deck out their cars and pimp out their cars, whatever you want to call it, and they had disco balls inside their cars where the overhead light goes. They would hang down with chandeliers and they would spin, and I'm like, this is a car, you idiots. Why are you doing this? But I mean, it's their money, you know. It's a good idea, Derek. Better for you. I did. I stopped drinking pop last June. I've had like one. I don't like it anymore. It helps you if you have any weight that you're trying to lose. It does help with that too. I think I've dropped 27 pounds over the past 3 months. You could suspend a shower rod from the ceiling behind. Yeah, I'm not doing all that. My wife would. No, 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 no. I can set up a background that looks like a disco ball, and that'll be just fine. I'm doing enough in here. She would slaughter me if I did something like that. So, moving along. Miss SKYLAR NEESE, again, here's the fair use disclaimer. Again, this was set up by the lovely Mama Bear. She's always so good at these things. And again, guys, obviously we got some trigger warnings for some sensitive topics. So if you do feel uncomfortable, please feel free to step away at any time. As long as this ain't like yesterday. Good God, that was horrible.
It's not. It's not quite as morbid.
Not quite, but it's still bad. Yes, I get it. So, secrets and lies kills relationships. No matter how careful you are, you will get caught. These are facts. How they met. SKYLAR NEESE and Sheila Eddy met in elementary school and became best friends. When the girls entered high school, they met Rachel Schoaf. And the three girls, sorry everyone, became best of friends. After a while, SKYLAR and Rachel competed to be close to Sheila, who loved the attention she was getting. Since Rachel's arrival, Sheila and SKYLAR started to grow. apart. On July 4th of 2012, SKYLAR tweeted, "It really doesn't take much to," I guess that's pissed me off, and "sick of being at effing home. Thanks, friends. Love hanging out with all of you too." The next day, SKYLAR tweeted, "You doing shit like that is why I can never completely trust you." SKYLAR's last tweet was a retweet from a friend who had posted, "All I do is hope." And there's a picture of the three of them, Rachel, SKYLAR, and Sheila. All three very pretty girls. July 5th and 6th of 2012. After SKYLAR finished her shift at Wendy's and went back to home in Star City, West Virginia, while SKYLAR was at work, Rachel and Sheila gathered some supplies that they would need to execute their plans for later that evening. Rachel grabbed a shovel from her dad's house, and Sheila took 2 knives from her mom's kitchen. Uh-oh, this is getting dark. Where did it go? They also took with them cleaning supplies and a change of clothes in the trunk. Later that evening, at around 12:30 a.m. on the 6th of July, SKYLAR snuck out through her bedroom window and jumped in a car waiting for her. SKYLAR really didn't want to go out, but Sheila and Rachel insisted she come hang out and party with them. Now this is showing the building and the distance, the car and all that here. Less than 20 miles from home. And again, a map. This is SKYLAR's home. This is the crime scene. Pennsylvania, West Virginia state line. Wooded area. So, the girls traveled from West Virginia to a rural, sparsely populated... Oh, what was that?
Bedroom door, sorry.
That's all right. A rural, sparsely populated area outside of Brave, PA, where they parked and exited the vehicle and began smoking marijuana. Although it was scorching hot outside, Rachel and Sheila wore hoodies to conceal the fact that they were hiding the knives. Unaware of why they were actually wearing hoodies, SKYLAR thought nothing of it. When SKYLAR turned her back and started heading to the area where she thought they had gone to smoke, the other two girls got behind SKYLAR and said 1, 2, 3, and the two of them started violently and repeatedly stabbing SKYLAR in the neck and back. Jesus. SKYLAR tried to run at first, but one of the girls stabbed her in the knee, so she couldn't get away. The girl stabbed her more than 50 times. Can you say overkill? One of the girls said that she stopped counting after 50. SKYLAR's last word before passing away was, "Why?" I agree. Rachel and Sheila decided to bury her body using the shovel they brought along. However, they found the ground was too hard for them to make a hole in it. So instead, they dragged SKYLAR's body to an isolated area of the woods next to a large tree and covered her with branches. SKYLAR was missing for months, and no one knew where she was or what happened, obviously, except for those two. Classmates had heard Rachel and Sheila talk about hurting SKYLAR, but unfortunately didn't actually believe that they were serious. Once SKYLAR went missing and the police started investigating her disappearance, after a couple of months, Rachel suffered a nervous breakdown. Then on January 3rd of 2013, she confessed to her attorney and police. She led the police to SKYLAR's body. SKYLAR would not be found until January 16th of 2013, more than 6 months after her attack. When officers asked Rachel, "Why did you kill SKYLAR?" her only answer was, her only answer to that was, "We just didn't like her." Jesus, that's sad. It also comes out during the court dates that Rachel and Sheila wanted to terminate their friendship with SKYLAR. Okay, so you can just do that without having to unalive somebody.
Right.
I mean, I've done that quite a few times, and I have never unalived anyone. But they were fearful, however, that SKYLAR would divulge sensitive, embarrassing information about them to others. And there it is, guys. The secret that Rachel and Sheila were hiding, that they were so fearful that SKYLAR would tell people, that they were in a relationship together. So they made a plan to terminate the friendship and keep their secret. I kind of figured this had a twist like that on it. The two friends were tried as adults in West Virginia courts. In May of 2013, Rachel Shove pleaded guilty to second-degree murder. Sheila initially pleaded not guilty to 3 charges, including conspiracy to commit murder, first-degree murder, and kidnapping. On the 25th of February 2014, Rachel was sentenced to 30 years in prison and eligible for parole after 10. That's not whatever. Rachel is eligible for parole this year. There is a petition to stop her from being released. I agree. Later in January of 2014, Sheila pleaded guilty to first-degree murder and was sentenced to life in prison and eligible for parole after 15 years. She will be eligible for parole in 2028.
Look at her smiling in that picture in court.
I know. What? Just disgusting. Completely disgusting, guys. And this is what's wrong with our justice system, okay? 10 years, you're eligible. You get a 30-year sentence for murdering somebody. You take their life away. They never got to start living their lives. These are young girls, okay? She gets a 30-year sentence and is eligible after 10 years. And this one girl was eligible this year to come up for it, okay? I mean, 2028. It's 2023 right now. I mean, come on. This girl never got a chance to live her life. These girls are so young that they're doing their time and they're going to go live their lives.
Yep.
They're going to go have children and get married and live their lives like normal people, while this little girl did not have a chance to do that. This is the stuff that disgusts me. It really does.
One of them is married.
Oh, really? She got married in prison or after? Well, I'll probably pull that up for you.
Yeah, you can pull it up. Somebody that was in prison, but they're out now.
I thought this was a story, but okay, yeah. At first, I thought it was too, the Slender Man case that happened in Wisconsin. It's not. It's definitely different. Nikki said she signed the petition. Bronx, are you still here? She was on her lunch break, David. She may have had to jump back off, or no, she's there. Okay. So yeah, guys, this is horrible. It really is. I mean, they started off as friends, all 3 of them. The 2 decided that they were attracted to each other and wanted to be a little closer, and the other girl knew that. And because they were worried she might talk about it, they unalived her. I mean, what?
Yeah.
If you're that ashamed of your relationship, then don't be in it. You don't kill somebody because of that, guys.
Exactly. And we're talking, what was it, 2014? Come on. Nobody cares.
Nobody cared. You're right. It's a normal thing. If you're ashamed of it or embarrassed of it, then it's not something you should be doing. I'm sorry. Right. Okay. Criminals have more rights than victims in their families, their country at all. Phone in the head. And yeah, I agree. You're right. That's 100% right, Dustin, and it makes me sick. So there's that, folks. Sorry. Let me pull that down real quick. And thank you, Mama Bear, for setting that up for us to kick it off. Appreciate it very much, as always. You do such a lovely job with all that stuff. And again, this is a one and done, guys. I'm just giving you guys the case and the story, and then we'll be done with it. We're not going to go back to it or do anything like that. There's no digging that needs done or anything. So,
no, not unless she gets released and does it again.
Yeah, well, then that's a different story, and we will be all over that. You're right, Brandy. Even now, who cares? Nobody does. This is such a normal thing. So, 1 second here. I'm gonna find my downloads. Always digging in my downloads. Where it is. Come on. Oh. Where is it? I just had it this morning.
Dustin.
Dustin, shut up. Just stop. You're a mess, bro. You are a mess. Good Lord. Good Lord. Okay. All right. All right. All right, guys. Give me a little more insight into it. Yeah, I swear to God, you're a mess, dude.
Seriously.
What is your fascination with Smurfs, by the way, lately?
Right?
Where'd the whole Smurf thing even come from? It's all good. Leave Dago out of your dirty talk. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Pink. Somebody's sticking up for me. Get me out of your dirty mouth. That didn't sound good. Anyway. All right. All right, guys. This info is brought to us care of the Wicked, and thank you so very much. All right. Let me know how the audio sounds. Smurfs are funny, and they make everyone laugh. That's a good point, Dustin. I get it. But they're blue. They're blue.
We got talking about the other day how there was the one, just one Smurfette, and then there was all the other Smurfs. I don't know, but
she's a hoe. She's a hoe.
Yeah.
Smurfette's got to be a hoe. I mean, you got like, what is it, 50 or 60 little dudes running around with blue balls and one female? Come on.
Right. You got Papa Smurf, who's like the pimp.
Yeah, right. Right. And you got one little Smurfette. She's got to be a hoe. I mean, she's like doing them all. Come on now. Yeah, Pink says, let's stick to disco balls. I get that one. Yes. Nothing but. That day you said you were 62. I'm not 62. I never said I was 62. I'm 48. First got small disco balls. That's yes. PPR. I bet you PPR watches the Smurfs, guys.
He probably does.
I bet you do. He watches the Smurfs. You know what, Dustin? Just come clean. Do you have naked pictures of Smurfette on your phone? It's okay, bro. We're all family here. It's all good, brother. Thank you, Heather. Again, guys, there's a link for the petition to keep Rachel Schoaf behind bars. It's currently at 27,000 signatures. That's good. Sign here at this. No, this is the link here. Check it out if you want to. I'm talking about now, Brandy, not then. We all watched the Smurfs then. I'm talking about right now. Send him Smurf porn. Yeah, prawn. You meant porn. I get it. PPP Smurf bedroom rope. I'm done. I'm good.
All right.
Right. There's the link for Rachel Schoaf to keep her behind bars. Again, check it out, folks, because I don't believe she needs to get out ever anytime soon. She doesn't deserve to live a life that she took from somebody else, in my opinion. So, the one you sent me of Smurfette, yes. I didn't send you anything. That's all you, brother. That's all you, bro. All right, guys. I hope you guys got the link for that. And let's get this moving here. One moment. All right. Oscar's quacking his butt off again. Wait a minute. There are no captions for this one. Okay, then. All right, guys, let's do it. It's really not. I'm honestly, all kidding aside at this moment, Dustin. Yeah, it's not fair to the victims or their families that these girls get to live a life any kind of a life after they took this little girl's life for no reason, just because she knew something about them that they didn't want her to know. Then they should have not brought it out to her attention. They should have kept it away from her, or not done it at all if they were uncomfortable or embarrassed about the situation. That's my opinion. And if it's really that big of a deal, then they shouldn't have done it at all.
Right.
If you have problems with your personal lives, then don't do them. If you want to do that, then do it. Again, like everybody says, nobody would have cared.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
You don't have to allow somebody to just not be there for anymore.
It doesn't give you the right to take somebody's life because you think they're going to say something.
Yeah.
So they don't deserve to get out. I'm sorry. Neither one of them do. Not at all. You all right?
No, it's 85 degrees outside. I just about half full.
Okay, drink some water. All right, guys, let me get this rolling here real quick. Let me know how the audio is. As always, if you have any issues, please yell at me. Yeah, I don't like that they're still smiling even behind bars like that. They shouldn't have any reason to be happy about anything. All right. 1 second, folks. Got different things here I'm showing you in regards to it.
10 years ago, SKYLAR NEESE came to this.
That way you guys have everything I can give you on it. Put it all together that way and go from there.
Years ago, SKYLAR NEESE came to this spot and never returned. Now, a decade later, her memory lives on in those who knew her best.
This time of year is particularly hard for the NEESE family. What started as a missing persons case turned into their worst nightmare.
In July the 4th, I just start, getting sad and crying. And so it takes a couple days before I can get over it.
Even after all this time, the family says there's still no relief from the pain, but they hope that SKYLAR can be remembered for the person that she was and not the tragic circumstances of her passing.
She came in one day and said, "Daddy, I need a piece of bread." And I said, "Honey, what do you need the bread for?" She said, "I'm feeding ants." And I said, "Feeding ants? Don't do that." And she said, "Well, Daddy, they have to eat too." That's the kind of heart she had. It was golden.
SKYLAR's family says she had aspirations to become a lawyer, that she was headstrong, never backed down in a debate, and had a deep compassion for other people. Michaud says she thinks she would probably be married with a few kids by now. And what's hard for her is knowing that the family will never get to see her go to prom, graduate, or walk down the aisle.
It's hard when you see her friends and everything that they're getting to do, and you know how wonderful their lives are being, and knowing that that was taken away from her.
But SKYLAR's legacy doesn't just live on in memory. It also lives on in SKYLAR's law, which expanded the Amber Alert system to include children who might not be abducted but are in clear danger. According to Tom Bloom, who advocates for the law, it helped find dozens of children in West Virginia and was enacted in other states. Dave, Neese, and Bloom are working together to take the law to the national stage.
If the kid's never done it, in SKYLAR's case, never run away, never had a problem with her, and bam, they're missing. That's a problem. And if we have something like the SKYLAR Alert, we can at least send it out.
And SKYLAR's parents also started SKYLAR's Promise. SKYLAR's killers allegedly plotted the murder in school, which students overheard. SKYLAR's Promise urges kids to go to a responsible adult if they hear something dangerous.
We never want anyone to go through what we went through. If it can be avoided, please avoid it. It's the worst hell I've ever been through, okay? And I wouldn't wish what I went through on my worst enemy. And I don't ever want anybody else to go through it.
I agree,
WBLY, I'm Shayla Klein in Morgantown.
I absolutely agree, Bronx. Anything that's premeditated in that sense, there should be no option for parole, in my opinion. Sorry to say, but very sad. One moment, everybody. I have another download here. I'm trying to. All right, there was an interview on this in 2017. It was 5 years after the scenario. 100% senseless, David. There's no point in this whatsoever. The motive for this disgusts me. It's ignorant. I mean, any motive for any type of an unaliving makes zero sense to me, but this one is just it's unheard of and obscene, in my opinion. All right. %. One moment, everyone. I'm trying to get this other download set up for you guys. Yeah, I agree. I agree, David. Throw the key away. They should have no option to live any kind of a life after taking this little girl's life for this reason alone. You know, she's not getting to live a life. Why should they? It makes no sense to me why anybody would even option for parole on this, especially the way they did it. It was 100% premeditated, just like Bronx said. They used knives. They more than 50 times she was stabbed. Okay, that's what I'm saying, Bronx. The overkill is disgusting. To make sure she didn't come back from it. I mean, it's disgusting. And these girls are just living their high life right now. They're in prison. They're having fun. They're smiling, obviously. And they're young enough that by the time they get out, which is coming soon, they can go ahead and live their lives. This girl can't. Neither can her family. They have to live without her for the rest of their lives. It's sick. 100% sick. And I have no love, especially when they show zero compassion for what they did, zero remorse for what they did. It's ignorance. It's pure ignorance, and it makes me sick. Ms. Heather says, a bench was dedicated at the site of the death. I've read it was stolen. See? Why? I think I heard that, Heather. I didn't read it yet. but I will. Oh, 1 second. Anybody that would be feeling generous today, guys, the internet is due, as well as StreamYards, guys. I got to stay up here with you guys, so I got to pay those bills. So anybody that feels generous enough to want to consider supporting the channel and me, please feel free via Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal. Every bit helps, guys. I got to keep them paid so I can stay here with you guys. Please and thank you all so very much for that. I do appreciate you. Yeah, let me look for that link, Heather, if I can find it. Let me play this here for you guys first, and then I'll look for that one. That's disgusting. Why would you steal a memorial to a deceased person? Do you know what I mean? These people have things wrong with them in the minds, and it drives me nuts. Sorry, folks. Here we go. Let me know how the audio is again.
What are your thoughts about being up here now 5 years since when your daughter died?
It doesn't seem like 5 years, does it? Seems like it's 5 years.
I agree, David.
Quick. It's the fastest 5 years I can ever remember. But being here in the first place, like I said, gives me a feeling of almost a subtle feeling, a smooth feeling. Like it's SKYLAR kind of telling me it's okay, Dad. You know, it's almost like it's a place where she wants us to come.
Just tell me a little bit about SKYLAR. Your daughter, 16 years, watching her grow up. Personality-wise, what was she like?
A little nymph.
Yeah, exactly. She was energetic. She was positive.
I don't know how to describe her laugh. It was more a giggle. It was like a hee, a little kid voice.
And as she was laughing at you, she'd be saying stuff and giggling at the same time. She was kind.
Very bubbly.
Bubbly.
Always.
She had a smile that could light up her room. And package those all into one little 16-year-old girl, and you got SKYLAR.
It was by far the saddest, most emotional case I've ever worked. It affected everybody that worked on it. And of all the crimes that I've seen in 30 years, I've never seen anything decimate a family the way that this did Dave and Mary. And my heart goes out to them every day. Every time I see, especially I see David a lot. And my heart just goes out to him. I don't know how a parent can cope with that sort of loss and the circumstances surrounding that loss.
How much do you miss her?
Oh, God. There are no words to even describe it. It's horrible. Every day. And it's a feeling I never, ever wish on anybody. There's no words to even describe it. It's just horrible.
July 7th, you guys discovered she was in her room. What do you remember about that initial either find or that initial day?
In the beginning, I really thought she was out with some friends somewhere. So it really didn't hit me at that point until I got home. And then Sheila called and says, I have to tell you something. I have to tell you the truth. And now that's when it hit. That's when panic struck. Because I was sure, if they had actually dropped her down. And I believed it. I believed they dropped her down the street.
We had no reason not to believe it.
So I was positive somebody had abducted her. I did. I swore to everybody that's what happened. We were ready to drag them on the river and everything.
It was very, very difficult for all the investigators involved because these people lived that case every day. My own officer came in on her own time. She rode four-wheelers all over the western end of the county on her own time, looking for any possible indication of people being in certain spots. And it went on, chasing down every lead, talking to every friend that they could talk to, talking to any acquaintance, just trying to get a grasp on what had happened.
What do you remember just about not knowing exactly where your daughter was months after she went missing?
That was pure hell.
It's kind of hell I wouldn't wish my worst enemy to go through. It's so helpless, so questions. I mean, why don't you come home? Why aren't you coming home? We knew one thing for sure. She was being either held against her will or she was gone, because she would have come home. I mean, she had no reason to ever run away. She was happy. She was a very happy child. And we knew she wouldn't stay away on purpose. And Mary looked at me one day and said, Dave, what if she doesn't come home? And I chewed her out royally. I said, don't you ever say that again. I said, she's coming back. Oh, she said she felt it. And I kind of did too, but we wouldn't admit it to each other.
This right here is exactly why we need to sign the petition. This is what these people have lost out on, and what they're going to continue to lose out on for no reason. But those other two girls, when they get released, get to go home to their parents, their families, their friends, their relationships, start new relationships, have their own children, spend holidays with their families. All of those things that SKYLAR cannot do anymore. And their families get to enjoy all of those things about them that these two cannot do anymore. It's so very sad. And it makes me nauseous thinking about the fact that they're going to get out. I don't like, and right, Heather, she was a child. This was their child. They did not get to watch this little girl turn into a woman as parents. He'll not be able to walk her down the aisle as a father. She'll not be able to do things that mothers and daughters do together anymore. It makes me sick. Oh, Kim, thank you so very much. Don't worry about it, the amount, Kim. It will add up. Every little bit helps, son. Like I said, it's all going towards the internet to keep me out here with you guys. So thank you, Kim, so very much. I do appreciate and love you so much for that. So very much.
And Lulu, poor Lulu, laid there at the foot of our door, didn't she? And whined and cried.
We worried more about how her friends, mostly her friend, how they were going to get along, because they were just so devastated. And, we're trying to figure out how can we help them through that. Good Lord.
Played us for fools, didn't they?
Yeah, we should have been more worried about ourselves.
I even told them I loved them, and I do. And we did. We love that girl like a daughter, especially the first one. Starts with an S. She didn't even knock on our door when she came over. She was like our kid. She was there, or SKYLAR was at her house, or she was there. And it was never, you'd see one with the other, and they never split up. And I remember so many times Tara would pick her up, her mother would pick her up, and she'd look at Mary and say, we have our hands full with these two.
I had no.
And you know what, guys? It makes me wonder, hearing that, if the other girl that was in the relationship with the girl was jealous of SKYLAR and her being friends, and that she prompted this to be what it was, and knew that SKYLAR and this girl were friends beforehand, and that it wasn't a real friendship, and that she was going to get in the way of it, possibly. This is my thought. This is why this is definitely can't happen. She definitely should not be getting out. I agree, Pookie. They should have got the death penalty. They took a life. Their life needs to be taken. And if not, then they deserve to sit in prison for the rest of their lives to think about what they did. To sit there and be miserable and think about what they took away from so many people. That's what they need to do.
No clue. I just laugh and say, yeah, we probably will.
But she knew.
When you look back now, what do you think, or what would you say to those girls who knew what they did? but still grieved with you and returned to a normal life.
I think how two-faced you can be and how sick in the head you can be to walk up to grieving parents who are crying their eyes out and hug them and tell them it'll be okay.
And in my mind, my opinion, again, that shows the depth of their mental illness. You know, they were trying so hard to cover it up, and they did a good job. They really did. Well, at least for us.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of other people says, "Oh, I knew it all along," but yeah, everybody says everything in hindsight after the fact. So, yeah, I don't know, but yeah, to us, they did an excellent job of covering up.
These young ladies were 16 years old, and they planned and calculated and carried out a cold-blooded murder for no real logical reason. Initially, they were very good. They kept their stories together. They'd rehearsed their story. They knew their story, and they supported each other. Everything that they said, one would check out with the other. But the longer it went on, the more we started to get discrepancies between the two. Just minor things, but enough for an investigator to tee off on and send up flags that something was wrong, that they weren't telling the truth, that they knew more than they were saying. Indications were that maybe SKYLAR had come to an unfortunate end through an overdose of some sort, whether it be alcohol or drugs, or possibly there's foul play involved. But just the discrepancies in their stories and the impression that they gave to the investigators, including Officer Colbank, raised a lot of alarms that something was badly amiss in this case. And I know a lot of people have looked back and tried to say, well, there
yeah, Bronx, Ariel Castro, yes. I live around there. That's literally 15 minutes from where I'm at. And I watched that whole thing go down with the three girls. Yes. That was I've never seen anything like that in my life, but that was an interesting case, to be honest with you, Bronx. Oh yeah. Yeah, he got one of them pregnant. She had the baby and lived with the baby while she was in captive, you know. Quite a mess.
had to be more to it besides that they didn't want to be her friend. Transcripts are very clear in the court of what was said in court, what was admitted to in court, especially during the girls getting up before the court and describing their actions and what they felt. And I know their apologies did not really help David and Mary all that much. And it was so sad to see that family go through that. It really was.
We're actually going to cover that case, Bronx, because there's a movie out about it. And I'm going to give you guys the true story behind it on one of my episodes on the Midnight series. So it's coming soon.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, he died in prison, David. That's correct. We should have done it sooner, but
I don't know if there's a proper way to make this apology, because there are not even words to describe the guilt and remorse that I feel each day for what I've done. The person that did that was not the real me, not the person I am, not what I'm made of, and not what I believe in. I don't think I ever thought this would actually happen. I became scared and caught up in something that I did not want to do. I never realized the gravity of my actions and how many people I've hurt. I hurt the Neese family and those who love SKYLAR. I hurt my parents and shamed my family. I hurt my extended family and all of my friends who loved me. I hurt my teachers and those who believed in me. I hurt my church family, my community, and those who trusted me. And I hurt my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. May God bring eternal peace to SKYLAR and the entire Neese family. Again, I'm so sorry, and I pray each day for everyone involved, and I pray each day for forgiveness.
One thing that did happen at those hearings, I know you said it was a blur. You know.
I don't believe her. Sorry. And yes, David, I agree. Good riddance.
I don't remember much, but Rachel did apologize to you guys.
Oh, that I remember.
Yeah. Dave, meet afterwards, I believe, said
wrote it and she just read it.
Yeah, and it's not heartfelt. She's not sorry what she did, or she wouldn't have done it.
I agree.
People were charged with killing your daughter. What led to your emotions knowing exactly not only where she was killed, but what happened?
Disbelief, I think a lot of it was. And then you get the disbelief thing, and then the anger sets in, and then the question why, and that's still the question why. I didn't want to be friends with the biggest bunch of crap I've ever heard in my life, because if you don't like somebody, you stay away from them. You don't murder them.
Did it ever get difficult?
I agree,
your daughter
David.
was murdered right over there and dragged over here.
Absolutely. Every time I come out here, I think about it. But what keeps me going is knowing that SKYLAR would want the positive stuff out of it. I mean, there's been a lot of negative stuff with it, with the murder itself. And, so many lives change, and the girls losing their lives and SKYLAR losing hers. But at the end of the day, you got to think, you got to try to find the good in stuff. And at least I try to.
Thank you, Heather.
You want to look at the best possible scenario and what you think SKYLAR would have wanted you to do. And sometimes that's hard to come up with, because she was a very decisive person. She changed her mind a lot. But, I mean, she was, for the most part, very positive, though. And I would think that the things that's come out of this, SKYLAR's Law being the biggest, probably is the best thing, because, one kid being saved by SKYLAR's Law is huge. And if one kid can get saved, and we pass it through the United States and get it going through there, then 50 kids get saved. And
I agree with you as well. Mine does roll
from there.
The way it was before, they had to wait, so many hours?
8 hours, I
Yeah.
think, something crazy, yeah. Unless somebody actually witnessed it and saw it before they could call an Amber Alert. And I'll have to look the law up, because I need to know it. And now it just makes it so a state cop or somebody of equal high law enforcement can go in, look around and say, this isn't right, something's wrong. And they can call an Amber Alert. Before, it took so much,
And in SKYLAR's case, we had nothing was missing that a young girl who ran away would take with them. Her cell phone charger, her makeup, curling iron, her brushes, her toothbrush.
no clothes.
Everything was there. That doesn't make you think they ran away. They would take some kind of personal possessions. In her case, she probably would have took Lilu, and she was still there. But yet the police said, oh, she's a runaway. She has to be gone, whatever that amount of hours was. And they wouldn't even consider that something else might have happened. Yeah. In SKYLAR's case, in the end, it wouldn't have mattered. But what if it was a different scenario, that she had been abducted? Those are precious hours gone.
Absolutely.
So that's, we felt that was just too much.
We've got so much support throughout the world, from Africa, China, Japan, everywhere. It's amazing. The Philippines. I think once you look at SKYLAR and you see the big blue eyes, and you hear the story, and you hear how she was betrayed, it gets to you. I mean, even if I didn't know SKYLAR and read the story and saw the story, it would get to me bad.
If you guys had the chance today, what would you tell SKYLAR?
Well, first of all, I'd tell her that I loved her, which she knows that anyway, but I'd still have to say it. And I just tell her she have no idea the impact she has. And I'm going to say the world, because it is the world over. I don't know where she got that magnetism from. I don't even know. She has to be working behind the scenes, for this to be this big everywhere.
Amen, David.
Like I said, this happens. It does happen. People think it doesn't happen it does. It just doesn't get the recognition that she did. And I think that's, I'd have to tell her, good job. She wants the story told. I truly believe that.
Or I wouldn't have went this far. The memory I'd want most of anybody to remember of Skylar was she was a good kid. She was a good person who wanted nothing but good for others.
All right, guys, one moment. Sorry, folks.
As soon as the case was called, Shoemaker walked through the courtroom and started crying, telling everyone how sorry he was.
Sorry, Boogie.
Dylan Shoemaker walked into a state Supreme Court room pleading his case, telling his victim's mother and the court he's remorseful for what he did. Shoemaker was sentenced Friday for beating 23-month-old Austin Smith last March. Before the sentence was handed down, Shoemaker.
This is a different case, which is also unbelievable. But they've combined them through the news edit. So just bear with this one, guys.
And his defense attorney fought for the minimum sentence, 15 years to life.
I can't take back what was done. I wish I could. I would give my life for Austin. I loved him a lot.
Austin Smith was completely defenseless. That's a given. But there were other dynamics at work there, including my client's inability to either control his anger or frustration, and his inexperience in babysitting.
Based on his short life now, what is to say he won't do this again?
Well, we don't know that. I think it's completely unlikely. It was a situational, circumstantial thing.
In Judge N. William Bowler's last words to Shoemaker, he told the now 17-year-old that in his short life he's caused so much despair to so many people. Bowler said he listened intently to Shoemaker's testimony during the trial and called him a manipulator who minimizes his actions.
The record will show that you admitted on July 23rd, 2013, in a phone call to your mother from the holding center, you stated, and I got a quote from the court reporter, "I am a 16-year-old blonde. Probably all I have to do is cry in front of the jury, and they're going to feel sorry for me." End quote.
Afterwards, Shoemaker was sentenced to 25 years to life behind bars.
Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. I must have clicked the wrong one. They're all sitting so close together, and I must have clicked right on that one. So my apologies, folks. That kid, that's a whole other story. he made multiple comments that he could get away with this and that just by being blonde, blue-eyed, this and that. He could win the judge over, this and that. Well, they made, and I'm glad they made an example out of him for what he did. That little baby didn't deserve any of that. Pure disgusting. There's so many of these kids, guys. This makes me sick too, that are doing these things. They're kids. 14, 15, 16, 17 years old, and they're going out doing these things. It's insanity. 0 sense. It makes 0 sense to me. Hold on, guys. I have the other downloads. I'm trying to find them. I'm sorry. Just bear with me, everybody. Where it is. Where it is. I think this is the one. Looks like. Okay, yeah, this is Rachel Shope's court hearing. Thank you, Heather. I appreciate that so very much. Check out some of this, guys. I'm going to skim through this for you. I'm not going to make you watch the whole thing, of course. Yeah, right, David. Exactly. He'll probably learn his lesson now. You want to beat on a defensive small baby? Somebody's going to do the same thing to you in prison, bro. Should have learned.
To this tragedy. Mr. Vanguard, you submitted them, so I assume you've also received them already.
That's correct.
Here we go.
For what it's worth, actually not much in the eyes of the court. I did receive yesterday the report of an incident, an incident report from an incident that occurred on February 22nd at the juvenile facility where Ms. Shope is currently residing. I believe Ms. Ashdown, a copy of that was provided to you.
Correct, Your Honor.
And Mr. Angotti, I think I sent you a copy also, yes.
You did, Your Honor. We received it and provided it. Yes, Your Honor. Until she attains the age of 18, and then pursuant to state law, she would be returned to this court for the purpose of a reconsideration and or modification of any sentence that this court may impose. We are requesting that ultimately, whether it's today or in a future hearing, that she be sentenced as a juvenile and allow her to remain in the juvenile detention facility until she attains the age of 21 years of age. As the court previously stated, the family has retained Dr. Patricia Bailey to perform an evaluation and an exam and actually to treat Rachel because of these unfortunate circumstances. Dr. Bailey, in her recommendation, concurs that Rachel has accepted full and complete responsibility for her actions and has expressed genuine remorse and empathy for the Neese family. Dr. Bailey's recommendations are as follows: that Rachel remain at the Northern Regional Juvenile Detention Facility until the age of 21. That she continue with her treatment, her psychological treatment, while at the facility in Wheeling. Further, given that Rachel provided testimony and agreed to testify against Sheila Eddy, that it's her opinion that it would be detrimental to place Rachel Shope in a detention facility or prison with Sheila Eddy. We're asking that you accept Dr. Bailey's recommendations. We stand here today because Rachel understands and accepts that she should be punished for her actions. I think more important, she hopes and prays for forgiveness from the Neese family, her family, and the community at large. Thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Ashdown?
Your Honor, there are family members who wish to address the court on the subject of victim impact information. There are, I think, two people, David Neese,
Welcome back.
Skylar's father, will speak, and his brother will speak as well. So, Dave, I'm sure the court will entertain the close relatives who wish to speak. Am I correct, Your Honor?
That's correct.
Just whoever wants to come forward first, we do so, and then.
Welcome, April.
As they're coming forward, I would note, and I just want to note from my standpoint for the record, I've not received written victim impact statements. It's my understanding that none have been submitted. I just want to make sure that that is correct. I take that back. I take that back. I did receive, actually it's in the file, so I didn't see it before I looked at the file yesterday. I received victim impact documentation for restitution that Ms. Ashton submitted on February 5th. I have received and reviewed that, and we'll talk about that after we take the victim impact statements. But as far as receiving a separate written victim impact statement, I have not, and I just wanted to make sure that that's correct.
That is correct, Your Honor. Our people have just decided that they would address the court openly in this hearing.
That's fine. That's certainly their right. Mr. Neese.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yes, Rachel Schoaf did tell us where SKYLAR was. Yes, Rachel Schoaf did cooperate. And Rachel Schoaf also murdered my daughter in cold blood. SKYLAR would not be where she was if it wasn't for Rachel Schoaf. You said yourself, Your Honor, this is first-degree murder. She should not give any leniency, and she can take her apologies and everything else and sit on them because that's about what they're worth to me and my wife. She has done nothing but make our lives a living hell since this day one. She did cooperate in the end because she knew that it was closing in on her, and yes, she would be caught. That's the only reason she feels remorse. Your Honor, I ask you to get your 40 years and plus if you can. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Amen, brother.
And I'm sorry, just so the record is clear, I can't remember if Mr. Neese identified himself, but that was David Neese, the father of the victim. So, ma'am, if you would introduce yourself, please.
I am SKYLAR's father, yes.
Yes.
I'm Carol Michaud, and I'm SKYLAR's aunt and her mother's sister. And still to this day, we do not know why they did this. And that is a question we would like an answer to. Because what in the world would be so bad that you would have to kill SKYLAR and to put her through what you did? You didn't think about that when you were doing it, so why would we need to think about how you feel now? You stood there for over a year, comforting, being with us, telling us you knew nothing. When the police and everybody was coming close, then you decided to confess. You need to think about everything you put us, your family, and everyone else through with not being able to have the pleasures that other kids could have. No grandchildren, no marriages, no prom, no graduation. How do you think that would make us feel? You don't get it, and neither does SKYLAR, but at least your parents get to see your face, get to talk to you, and see you. We don't even get that luxury. They get to say goodbye to you. We never got to say goodbye or anything. And I hope that you really and truly regret for what you did, but it would never make us feel any better.
Sir, if you would please identify yourself.
My name's Michael Neese. I'm SKYLAR's uncle.
Yes, sir.
I worked on this for a long time, kind of a therapeutic thing for myself. I picked up things along the way and excuse the less of emotionality if I may be over the top at some times, and I want to apologize ahead of time. First day, this all started when my wife called me at work and told me that SKYLAR was reported missing. Immediately, I made 200 flyers and drove over to my brother's home and asked him if he heard anything. Just complete silence from him. Seeing my brother so beside himself made me sick to my stomach. He walks me into her room, shows me where she climbed out of the window that night. I noticed right away her clothes she was wearing to work were folded neatly on her bed. The cell phone charger was still left plugged in where she left it 3 days before. The room was very clean where the bed was made. So I started asking questions. Did she have a boyfriend? Was she having problems at home or work? She had no problems, she said. She took it upon herself to get a job and seemed kind of proud of it. Mary just comes home and introduces me to someone and says, "This is SKYLAR's uncle, and he loves her very much." I told her I heard Brian on the radio and I lost it. I leave there and I drive on to 705 and I go to the new Kroger. With flyers in hand, I started passing them around with people walking out of the store. And I couldn't understand why no one would take any flyers from me. So I began to start putting them on car windshields in the parking
It
lot.
would be hard for me not to as well.
Then I saw a man step out of his car and he asked me if I needed help. I looked at the car windshield reflection and my face was blood red and tears rolling down my face. I saw an older couple near their car, so I walked over to them and handed them a flyer. And the man says, "We're from out of town." I just broke down, walked to my car, and went home. I couldn't sleep for 3 days. Later that same week, my brother calls me to have me pick up some flyers for him at a print shop close to where I live. So my wife and I did this. We got there, and of course, no news. And Mary and Brandon look like they haven't slept for days. While at their home, a police officer stops by to speak to my brother. And at first I thought, okay, this is it. We finally got some news. But he asked my brother for some flyers that I just brought in for his usage. The officer stated that SKYLAR was just full of herself and should be home soon. I was furious when you know from every ounce of your being she didn't run away. The helplessness I felt was tremendous. My wife and I head home a few minutes after the police officer leaves. He's standing in front of a bar in Star City holding up a flyer to a woman there. This is a total nightmare. Months have passed. No words from police. Conversations through Facebook have brought nothing but finger pointing to our family. And no one knows, other than their own conspiracy theories, of what happened to my niece. Other than the defendant sitting here today. I know my stress level reached peak on certain days because I drove home from work 4 times and couldn't remember how I got there. My wife and I drove all over posting flyers in area businesses in some cases. We were turned away because it wasn't in our policy for us to put anything related to this type of thing, if you believe that. A month has passed. Rumors about a party in Blacksville was mentioned, so I stopped by my brother's home and let him know we were heading that way. When I got to the area of the high school, we stopped by a gas station and posted flyers. We saw some kids and started asking them about a party. One guy said he knew SKYLAR from Facebook. The other one didn't want to talk to me. He drove out and eyeballed me the whole time. Well, we posted the flyer in the store and we headed home. News broke out about a body being found 5 months later in and around where we were, close to it. My wife said to me, I wish we would have driven further instead of going home that day. All the time during SKYLAR's disappearance. While in the car, my wife tells me to look for SKYLAR because she could be walking on the side of the road or sidewalk. And to this day, Your Honor, I'm still looking. I went to a candle birthday vigil
Thank you, April.
in February to celebrate SKYLAR's birthday, all along fearing the body found in PA was hers. My brother goes down to Charleston, West Virginia to promote SKYLAR NEESE law, knowing full well that body found was his daughter. My depression hit bottom when I noticed the flyers around town were being taken down and a realization my niece was never coming home. Vertigo has ruled over me in latter months to the point where I can't drive and all I seem to want to do is vomit. I can't watch the news anymore because I'm afraid I might see my brother pleading for information on his daughter. May 25th, 2013, I went to the murder site for the first time. My thoughts were simple, disgusted, raged, and anxious. My brother again stepped up to take homage where his daughter was found,
That's awesome.
but I can't. Too many variables for me to process because that is where SKYLAR fought for her life and lost. I'm still trying to make sense of this and I can't. While at the site, I watched people show up and I really didn't talk to anyone and the silence was dismal. I saw Mary and my brother going down to the log lying on the ground. I assume that's where SKYLAR was found. I can hear sniffles from both of them, and again, so quiet. I saw branches piled up next to a tree and assumed that's where
I love you all to death. David,
were found there and put there by the FBI, and of course I couldn't stop focusing on them. Mary said, speaking to SKYLAR, I told you about sneaking out. And my brother replied, you see where that got you? So sad. Someone passes a shovel down the hill where my brother tried to dig a hole and plant some flowers for his daughter. With every hit of the shovel hitting the ground, I jumped and then I had to turn away. Mostly I kept thinking, I wish Brant would stop stepping all over SKYLAR. Towards the end, when the folks started talking, I leaned to my wife's car and Carol says, I just want to know why. A woman comes up and introduces herself. And I heard someone say, Mike is starting to cry. So I restrained myself, said my goodbyes, and drove away, and I haven't been back there since. The last time I saw SKYLAR was at my mom's funeral. I walked up the steps, SKYLAR ran over to me and hugged me so hard. She put a kink in my neck. My daughter Sarah was going on and on how pretty SKYLAR was and even took a picture of her and shows me. I poked fun at her and remember her at me. my running, and she touched my life for the better. This is a tragedy. It's merciless and never should have happened. I hope in doing this for her shows you all just how much she means to me. I also would like to point out here today, I know in my heart, SKYLAR fought that night for her life, and now she's gone. Your Honor, I'm here today to fight for her as hard as she did to stay alive. The admitted murder sitting here today has nothing but blatant disregard for human life and deserves the maximum sentence for her role, and I quote, this extremely horrific and vile crime she committed on my niece. All the lies Ms. Shove gave to family, authorities, and the community has me thinking she's lifeless inside with no regret other than getting caught. All the tweets, going to school, tanning beds at church camp. And let's not forget the Facebook statements should be truth enough to see right through her. She may have admitted to murder, but at what cost, Your Honor? Showing no emotion or care in the world for 6 months should be dealt with no compassion towards her because she never gave SKYLAR 1 ounce of mercy. All the families here are ruined.
Exactly, David, exactly.
Life for life is what I read in the Bible, and simply put, she
What's up,
deserves no free
Myers?
life.
Thanks for joining us, brother.
Her parents couldn't reach her for some reason, and I know my family has suffered the loss of a daughter, cousin, friend, and a niece. Not to mention she'll never be able to experience being a wife, a mother, or a grandmother. Your Honor, this is solely your decision, and I will respect it. However, Ms. Shove getting a plea agreement just to protect herself, then I plead with you here today. 40 years, sir, the maximum by law for second-degree murder, reminding everyone here this was premeditated. It should have never been given a second degree on this act. Murder is murder. For the life she stolen from SKYLAR, she owes my niece hers. Believe me, sir, when I tell you SKYLAR is with us today, in our hearts, watching over us. She'll be with me the rest of my life. And as for the defendant, those given to harming others bear within themselves the seeds of their own destruction. Thank you very much.
Sir.
In my opinion, she's crying because she knows that she's going to prison. She got caught. She's going to get punished for it now. That's what she's crying for. I don't believe that she's crying because of what she did. I just don't. I'm sorry. I can't. I've seen too many of these cases, as we all have. And I have to say, she's crying because she doesn't get to be with her friends. Her whatever she wanted to do in her life, she's not going to do it until she gets out of prison. Which she's going to get to do when she gets out of prison. SKYLAR doesn't. And that's why this makes me sick. Okay? It makes me sick. 100%. And thank you, every one of you that signed, that, you know, it signed or will sign that petition. You never know. Your signature could be the one that pushes it through, guys. It's disgusting. Completely and totally disgusting. That's all I can say. These girls don't deserve anything nice, anything good. Nothing, in my opinion. I'm sorry. I'm not a mean person. I'm not a cold-hearted person. You guys know me more than anybody in the world knows me, okay, other than my family. And you guys know how I am with people. You guys know how I feel for people. I have nothing but anger towards these two girls because of what they did. Not only to SKYLAR, but to SKYLAR's friends and families and future, SKYLAR's future that she does no longer have. These are Facebook posts that were put up for the year that these girls didn't say a word, that SKYLAR was missing, that they went over and supported SKYLAR's family and were fake and pretended to not know anything and pretended to care and posted all these things on Facebook. People posted about them that entire year that they faked not knowing anything, and they put on an act pretending to be somebody that they weren't, because the real people that they are inside are cold-hearted killers, and that is not what they pretended to be for that year. They pretended to care about SKYLAR and SKYLAR's family and all of that, and that's what this stuff here is, guys, just so you know. Take care, Myers. Thanks for jumping in. I appreciate you, brother. Much appreciated, dear. You know, a lot of these pictures I'm seeing that have the three of them in there, you can almost see how SKYLAR doesn't kind of fit with those two. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of showing itself. The picture you see, she's distanced from the other two. These two are very close together. She's over here somewhere, or in the back over here, or down here or something. I wish she would have just caught on and just walked away from him. That's what I wish, honestly. This is so sad to me. All right. That's pretty much it, guys. Again, for all of you that signed the petition, thank you. I thank you. I'm sure SKYLAR's family thanks you. Again, your signatures, any one of your signatures could be the one that pushes it over the end, guys. So that's why it's important. Again, these girls, neither one of them deserve to have any sort of a life. They took a life. They took a family's life. They took multiple families' lives for their own selfish, whatever reasoning behind it. And they don't deserve any kind of a life at this point, in my opinion. I understand people can be rehabilitated, but there's something deep down inside of somebody that, for the reason that they did this, could just take away a little girl's life like they did. Just like that. And then to turn around and say, again, I'm not a cold-hearted person. I'm not a non-caring person. I'm not an unforgiving person. But I'm sorry, but Rachel Shoaf, the way she's sitting in the courtroom there crying her eyes out, this and everything else, the tears, in my opinion, are because she's losing her life, not because she took someone's life. I don't think she feels bad for the family, nor the uncles and aunts and the mother and the father, the friends, anything. I don't think she does. I think she's crying because she lost her life now. She doesn't have a life. She can't go to the mall with her friends. She can't go make out with her girlfriend. She can't go buy new clothes for whatever. She can't go get her perfumes. She can't go to the movies. She can't go to concerts. She can't do any of that. She lost all that to go to prison. That's why I think she's crying. But SKYLAR lost all that forever. She never got to experience any of that. And now her family doesn't either. And nobody knows now what SKYLAR NEESE could have been. She could have been a president of the United States, you guys, and that's gone now. And I know some of these things seem outlandish, but it's really not. We don't know. We don't know. Bill Clinton was a child once. Richard Nixon was a child. JFK was a child. Joe Biden was a child, as hard as that is to believe. They were all children at one time, and they lived their lives, and they became who they are. This child could have been the first woman president. Who knows? We don't know, but we'll never get to know. That's the problem, because these selfish people took her life for zero reason. Whatever reasoning they give is not enough for me. I'm sorry. So, again, thank you, Heather. I feel, you guys know I'm very, very passionate about anything involving children like this, and especially like this type of scenario. It drives me insane. So thank you all again, once again, for doing. Shut up, David. For doing what you did with the petition, and I agree with you on there. But yeah, stabbed her 50 times. The overkill on this was disgusting. One time is too many times, but 50 guys? Come on. This was a tiny little girl. What was she gonna do? Nothing. Nothing at all, because nobody would have cared. That's why it makes me so mad, because there's nothing I can do to change it. That's the other problem I have. I want to go to where this girl is from, and I want to take her parents in my arms and squeeze them as hard as I can and fix this for them, but I can't. And you can't. And Mama Bear can't. And nobody else can, because these two made it so that nobody can. And now they're able to come up for parole to be able to get out of prison at some time in their life. That is not fair. I don't care. They don't deserve that. I think, in fact, I'll be honest with you, I don't think the death penalty should come into play with these two. I think they should have to sit in prison, trapped for the rest of their lives, and sit and think about what they took away from the world. Not just this family, but the world. They took this little girl, her heart and soul, away from the world. Okay? And all of us and everybody. That's what they did. And for in my opinion, that deserves for you to sit there and think about that for the rest of your pathetic, miserable life and never forget it. So I think I voiced my opinion strong enough. So again, thank you all of those of you that linked on that, did sign the petition. And I'm sure many more will as it gets passed around. And thank you all for being here. Does anybody have any questions, topics, theories, anything, opinion, any bit of it about this that you guys want to discuss, that you would want to give a call in to discuss? I'd love to hear from you once again. The number's 234-703-4047. Please feel free to call in and give us a little bit of something. I want to hear it. I'm sure Mama Bear would love to hear it as well. Welcome back, by the way.
Thanks.
And that goes for any of you guys. Please feel free to call in if you want to. If not, if you're not comfortable with it, you're more than willing to type something in chat. I had something I was going to throw up a poll for. And this is just my curiosity. I'm not going to judge you if you think different than me by any means whatsoever. I think I know pretty much what the answer to this is going to be, but I had a couple DMs from some people that said they think they deserve a second chance, that they could be rehabilitated. 2 I got, actually, believe it or not. And I'm not angry. You know what I mean? I think we did, David. I think we went over the Long Island murders. So I'm putting up a poll, guys. Do you think they deserve a second chance? Again, like I said, I'm not inhumane. I'm not heartless. I'm not cold. I am a forgiving person, but there's different circumstances in which that takes effect for me. So there's the poll. vote on it. And again, nobody knows who votes what. Nobody cares either. Nobody's going to judge you regardless of what you say. If you think they do, then God bless you. So be it. That's fine. I respect that. Right. That's true too. Very true. Once again, folks, Monday night, we are going to be covering, hopefully covering the Wonderland murders. If you guys are free, would like to join us, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be going over the Wonderland murders. If you have some time, there's a movie out called Wonderland. Check it out. It stars Val Kilmer. I believe he plays the lead role in it, and quite a few other actors. I can't think of their names right now. Check it out, and that what the movie is. I'll be telling you the story about. It involves Mr. John Holmes. He was a huge star in the adult film settings. So you don't have to apologize for your opinions, Brady. I get it, hon. Thank you, Ms. Heather. Again, yes, please call in. Share your thoughts and theory. Yes, Boogie Nights and Mr. Dirk Diggler was also affiliated as well. So you can check out either one of those movies if you'd like to. And I'm be giving you the true story Monday night. It's a very interesting story, to say the very least. Like I said, hopefully I should be able to bring that to you folks, guys. Very hopeful. Again, Kim, thank you for your donation. Again, I am so very, very much appreciative of that. It will be, David, yes. It will be going, like I said, towards the internet and StreamYard bills that are due at this moment. I'm hoping that they do not shut me down before I can get together enough to cover it. So thank you for that, Kim. Anybody else that would be interested in supporting the channel, anything is appreciated. Please feel free via Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App, guys. I really could use it now, and I really do appreciate you for that. Thank you so very much. Yes, Kim, thank you so much. I do love you, my dear, and I do appreciate you. Kim made a donation, guys, and it's going to help, but there's definitely still more needed towards it. But I appreciate that, Kim, more than you'll ever know. Words are never enough for those of you that do that for me. David, you're a trip, Mr. P. You are a trip, my brother. Once again, I left them on. All right, it's 100% covered. Let's see what the answer is. That was quick. I think I already know. Do you think they deserve a second chance? 100% of you said no. Not no, but hell no. 0 said yes. We're all on the same page, folks. I don't think they deserve it. I don't think that anybody that does something like that should get a second chance unless they were provoked. If somebody was forced to do something like that for some reason, if there was some mental illness going on, okay, we'll talk about it a little bit. But there wasn't. They knew exactly what they were doing, why they were doing it, and what the outcome was going to be. So do the crime, you pay the you do the time, period. You know what I mean? That's my opinion. Unreal. I am working on something big, folks, to have a bigger show with here pretty soon once I get everything together. It's in regards to the Idaho 4 case. It should be quite interesting, to say the very least, but I have a lot to put together with it, so I'll be working on that throughout the weekend. I may be live tonight, depending on what the boss has in charge for me. Or the boss in charge has for me to do, sorry, which is Mrs. Dago. And I was thinking about, because I've had a few people come at me asking me about it, I might do the whole DJ Dago dance party thing tonight, Friday night. And if by some chance I can't do it tonight, I might do it tomorrow night or Saturday. If not, it'll be maybe the coming week. But we're doing it in the evening now. That way everybody that's around has the ability to be off of work. Maybe if you want to have a drink with it while you're listening to the music or whatever, you can do that. Don't have to worry about it, so on and so forth. So, one moment, everyone. I'll be right with you.
Hi. It's been a Friday. Feels like a Monday. And Pookie, the appointment, apparently they called and left a message at 11:30 this morning that they needed to reschedule it. So we sat there for 30 minutes for no reason. That's how the appointment went. Yep. Lord, I hope the camera doesn't add 10 pounds. Are you muted?
He's no.
A child. You're so weird. And I thought I was the weirder one.
Oh, but you are quite weird.
Nobody brings a 4-year-old child.
So you were saying something about your appointment? You were saying something about your appointment?
You're muted. I don't hear you. Unmute you.
You were saying something about your appointment?
Yeah. There we go.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Can you hear me?
I had a phone call, so I had to turn you down.
Konnichiwa!
Yeah. They called and it's at like 11:30 this morning apparently and said that they needed to reschedule the appointment, so we sat there for 30 minutes for no reason.
That would have pissed me off.
Yeah, I wasn't real happy.
I'm sure.
But then I just waited the other 5, went and got Lorelai, and then got online. And then my mom called, and I was just like,
sounds like my house.
Right? Like, this doesn't happen.
Right. Only here. Only in Ohio. Yeah. Mama bird. They got little emojis for you now.
Little bears.
See the little emojis for you? Little bears?
Mm-hmm. Those are cute.
She's a meatball bear. Well, guys, does nobody has anything to add, to offer, to? No? Thank you again, Mama Bear, for joining me. Does anybody have anything else they would like to touch base on while we're sitting here? Let's see, we've been live for
2.5.
2.5. So it's coming close to the end. Is there anything else y'all would like to talk about, to say, to yell at me for? Where did Molly? What'd you say?
Did you do a poll?
Oh yeah, I did a poll. I just asked if what they thought. That was an interesting poll, by the way. If anybody thought that those two girls deserved a second chance, right? 100% of the people said nope. They said no way, hell no. 0% said yes. And like I said, I'm not a cold-hearted person. I'm not an unforgiving person. You all know who I am, how I am, the person that I am. But in this circumstance, no, I can't say that they do. There's no coming back from this. Just like, for instance, somebody brought up earlier the, okay, there you go. The Slender Man story, right? Those girls. That little girl survived, okay? In turn, I believe that those two girls deserve to be rehabilitated in some form or fashion and to go ahead and try to live a life because they were young. So that in turn, that's a different story. This little girl, there's nothing anybody can do to fix this. Whether they're rehabilitated or not, stating that, yeah, they won't go do anything again like this. Great. It's too late. Don't even go there, David. Don't even go there, David.
Yeah, there's another case I have that after yesterday's, I didn't think it'd be good to do 2 cannibalistic stories 2 days in a row.
I saw that in the Discord. I'm glad that you didn't want to bring that one out because I think we'd have had
he got rehabilitated and released.
Really?
Yeah.
You're kidding me.
Nope.
How do you rehabilitate somebody that eats a person?
He was an untreated schizophrenic.
Schizophrenia. You don't eat people.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I don't believe it. See, here's the thing. And this is just me, guys. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychiatrist, psychologist. I'm nobody. I mean, I'm intelligent enough to know right from wrong. And I'm kind of intelligent, but I'm not I don't have a PhD in anything or anything like that, none of that. But I have a hard time believing that somebody that has cannibalistic tendencies, schizophrenic or not, if you're treated for that, that's great. But something in your body made you go to do that. Okay, even if it was just if you had mental illness and you fixed it, okay, great. There's something in your body. I mean, we all have animalistic traits. That's been proven. Okay, I get it. I don't know. I can't comfortably say that I would trust those people anywhere near me. I would hide the salt and pepper shakers and the silverware and probably stay far away from them as I could.
Yep, he did it on a Greyhound bus too.
A Greyhound bus. What the hell? What story is this?
The victim's name, I asked Derek about it. It happened in Canada. The victim's name was Tim McLean. Remember, I don't know if you saw that joke that I put in the other night.
God. I think I get it now. Yeah. Yeah, I got you now. Yeah, Kim knows it. She said, is that the Canadian bus story? Yep. Wow.
Yep. And the guy's name was Vincent Lee, L.I. He converted to Christianity, got baptized, and then started hearing voices.
Okay. That's helpful. Is he Asian?
Huh?
Is he Asian?
Mm-hmm.
Kim says he's out already and he had schizophrenia, bad schizophrenia. Obviously, yes. One moment, please, guys. All right, sorry. I was rudely interrupted once again. There's a specific person that does this to me constantly, knowing that I'm doing something. So anyway, I'm not going to move on with that. Yeah, he had bad. Obviously, he had bad something, Kim, but that's still I don't know, man. I don't know how much I would trust that. I'm sorry, rehabilitated or not. I mean, I hope that if he's out, that he's doing continuing therapy for the rest of his life.
I would hope so, but there are not any restrictions or any monitoring or anything as far as, law enforcement or.
How much time did he do? Or did he do any jail time, or was it all institutional?
I think it was all institutional.
Wow. Can you get me some? Yeah, you can.
Just a psych facility. That's what I thought, Kim. It was a very interesting story. So I wrote it down and hung on to it.
That's definitely interesting.
Yeah.
We'll check it out. We'll definitely check it out. Wow. There's a lot of that. There's a lot more of that goes on than you guys realize too, believe it or not. I looked it up one time. I was watching, I think we watched the whole Silence of the Lambs thing one time. And so me being a curious person I am, start looking, and it happens a lot. No soup for him. That's right. Interesting, to say the very least. All right, everybody. Well, I guess that's probably gonna be it for today. At least today. Like I said, don't get excited. If you were gonna get excited, I might be able to be doing the whole thing tonight. We'll see what comes out of this. And if I do, then we should have a good time. I'll put it out there when I'm going to do it. Mama Bear will probably not be here. I don't know. It's Friday night. Do you have to go to bed early on Friday nights too? Well, maybe for a little bit.
Yeah, I might be able to for a little bit.
So we may be doing the whole music dance thing tonight. If we do, hopefully you guys are all here. And if not, maybe tomorrow. And if not, then definitely next week. Like I said, it all depends on what real life has in store for me.
Right.
But besides that, again, guys, thank you all so very much.
I need some socks.
Well, you need what?
I need some socks.
You do? Did you say hi?
Yeah.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Mama Bear. You gonna speak, or you gonna play just shy? Because you're not shy.
I said hi.
She didn't hear you say hi, Mama Bear. That's her name, Mama Bear. See, and there's Kim and Bronx and Heather and David James. You know who David is.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who else is in there? Miss Pookie's in there.
Do your homework and yours, Dago. You might be able to play.
I just got a Browns hat on today.
That's your dad's hat. The best team in the world, right?
It fits my hat so good.
Well, tell everybody.
It literally fits my head.
That's great. He said hi, doll face.
It used to be my head.
Yeah, exactly, David. Exactly. Well, that may not be the only stipulation. We'll see. Heather said hi, Jennifer. Bronx said hi, sweetie. See, they all think you're just adorable. Are they telling the truth?
Yeah.
You think you're adorable? Yeah. Okay. Say goodbye and go back to Nini. Say bye.
I need some sockies.
Okay, they're probably upstairs in my room. Say goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, hopefully, I mean, of course, I'll do all my chores and everything I'm told. I'm a good little boy. I always do all that stuff. You guys know who my wife is. I don't dare challenge her. So that being, then just pray to God that the internet doesn't decide to say, okay, you're done, bye, and that's the end of it, and then you guys ain't gonna see me. So I don't know. I think it'd be a good time to be able to do it tonight. It's Friday night. Everybody's gonna be at home. I don't know, David. You'll probably be sleeping.
Tonight or tomorrow night.
Yeah, either way. Just keep your fingers crossed. That's all. Yeah, Spooky. She's adorable. She is my whole heart, and then some. So, all right, folks. Well, I guess that's going to be it for today. I'm being beckoned. I need to go outside and do man stuff, I guess. So I better go find my man card in my wife's purse, put it in my pocket, and go outside and do what I got to do. I love you guys to death. Thank you all for joining me today. Good stream, as always. You guys have an amazing rest of your day. If you got the weather that I have, get out there and enjoy it, please, because who knows how long we'll have it. It is 86 degrees and hot and sunny here.
Bye, Bronx. It was good to see you, hon.
Yes, Bronx. It was so great to have you here, hon. I hope you're doing great. We hope to see you more often. I don't know what I'm thinking of. Again, sorry, Pookie. Well, you live in the 100-acre wood, so it's probably going to rain there all the time. Miss Kim, have a great rest of your day. Bye for now to you. David, brother, thank you so much for jumping in. It's great to have you here always. I love your comic relief, my friend. The rest of you guys, have an amazing rest of your day. I love each and every one of you guys to death. Yes, Bronx, please come back for sure. We missed you. It's so great to have you here. And I appreciate all the support you guys give this channel. Mama Bear appreciates as well. Mama Bear, thank you for what you do for us. Appreciate you being up here. Moderators, thank you all for everything you do. I love you guys to death. Everyone, do not forget to love yourselves and love each other. Don't change a thing about yourselves because you guys are the beautiful people. I love you so much, and I will see you so very soon. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Have a good weekend.